Hello and welcome. In this video, we will configure the single form layout of the WhatsApp ChatHelp plugin and explore every available option. Let's begin. After selecting single form from the floating chat layout section, we immediately see several configuration tabs on the left: General, Header and Footer, Button, Style, Others, and Backup. We'll go through each one step by step and preview the changes on the front end. General settings. First, we enter our WhatsApp number in international format. This is where all messages will be sent. Next, we configure form fields. By default, we have two fields, name and message. We can reorder them, edit labels, add custom placeholder text, and add custom validation message. Let's keep name and message for now. Below that, we have input label. If we hide it, the field labels will not appear above the input fields. Let's toggle it off and check the front-end preview. You'll notice a floating chat bubble with form fields appear into the site. Now we move to the form message template. This defines the final message sent to WhatsApp. By default, it includes dynamic variables like current page title, form fields, product information when available. Let's modify the message slightly and save. Now, when we open the form on the front end and submit it, we can see that the dynamic data is automatically inserted into the WhatsApp message. Next is leads, form submissions. If enabled, form submissions will be stored inside WordPress. Let's enable it and save. After submitting a test message from the front end, we can see the submission appear inside the leads section. Now scroll to availability. Here, we select our time zone. Then we can define working hours for each day of the week. For example, let's set Tuesday from 1300 to 1400. Save settings and refresh the front end. Now you see as time is not matched with our selected option, the chat bubble is showing offline and you can't send messages during this time. Now let's open header and footer settings. In the box header section, we can control the appearance of the chat header. We can choose the agent photo type to default, custom, or none. With custom option, you can set your own agent photo to show. We can set the agent name. Let's change it to support team. We can also update the subtitle. For example, typically replies within minutes. Save and check the front end. You'll see the updated name and subtitle appear instantly. Next is bubble header content position. We can align the header content left or center. Let's switch it and preview the change. Now scroll to box footer. We can enable GDPR compliance. When enabled, we can customize the GDPR message. Let's enter a short privacy notice and save. On the front end, users must now accept the privacy message before starting the conversation. Next is loading text. This text appears while redirecting to WhatsApp. We can also change the Send Message button label. Let's update it to Start Chat and preview the result. You'll see the updated button label in the form. Now open the Button tab. First, we choose the floating button style. There are two available styles, Icon button and Simple button. Icon button. With Icon button selected, we can customize icon for circle button, close icon, transition effect, button size, icon color, button color, border, tooltip text, and tooltip width. Let's change the button size to large. Now change the background color to match brand green. Save and refresh the front end. On the front end, you'll see the updated button with updated color. We can also customize the tooltip text. Let's change it to Chat with us. Hover over the button on the front end and you'll see the updated tooltip. Now let's switch to Simple button. Here we can configure button main label, button icon, button size, icon color, background color, button label color, border, padding, and tooltip. Let's change the label to How may I help you? Save and refresh the front end. Now, instead of a circular icon, we see a text-based button with the updated label. This is ideal for a more conversational interface. Style settings. Now open the Style tab. Here we can enable or disable auto open pop-up. Let's turn it on and save. When we reload the front end, the chat automatically opens. You can also set a timeout to open pop-up. Next is Select Animation for Bubble. We can choose different animation effects. Let's switch it to Fade to Right and preview. You'll see the smoother fade to right transition on the front end. Then we have Custom Bubble Trigger. This allows triggering the chat using a CSS class or ID, so you can use any element from your site to trigger the bubble. Below that are color settings. We can customize primary color and secondary color. Let's change the primary color and preview. The chat interface updates accordingly. Finally, we have typography. Here, we can choose the font family for the chat content. After saving, you'll see the font update on the front end. Others. Now open the Others tab. Here, we control device visibility. We can show the chat everywhere, desktop only, tablet only, or mobile only. Let's select desktop only and save. Now refresh the front end on desktop, the chat appears. On mobile view, it disappears. Below that, we can control visibility by specific pages. We can include or exclude certain pages. Let's select one specific page and save. Now the chat will only appear on that page. Backup. Finally, open the Backup tab. Here, we can export all our configuration settings. Click Export and Download to save a backup file. If needed, we can later import these settings on another website. This makes it easy to migrate or duplicate configurations. With these settings, you can fully customize how your WhatsApp chat form appears and behaves on your website. Now you're ready to deploy a professional WhatsApp contact experience for your visitors.